Mike Wachira, the MC for this event today.
Ladies and gentlemen, young people and the current and future custodians of democracy, and we are finding many unresolved global, continental, and regional conflicts, as we have also seen coups that have been happening the last couple of months, especially in the West Africa, the threat of climate change and economic recessions that all pose a constant threat to a growing growing democracies around the world. We are also further seeing technological progress where new media, social media forms present new avenues or frontiers for accessing and publishing information and content that is sometimes not regulated. Young people are the major consumers, either content creators or users of this information that are in social media platforms. Sometimes this information in these platforms can create a damaging effect on them. This year's theme, therefore, as we celebrate International Day of Democracy, is dedicated to empowering the next generation by focusing on their critical role as children and youngsters in ensuring democracy today and in the future, and by ensuring that their voices are included in the decisions that have a profound impact in the world.
Viva democracy, viva! Viva! Viva democracy, viva! Viva! Forward with empowering next generation, forward! Forward with empowering next generation, forward! Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Kama mlivyoambiwa, majina naitwa Hussein Khalid. I'm the Executive Director of Haki Africa, which is based in Mombasa, but is a national organization. We have an office here in Nairobi, and our intention is to spread democracy, to spread good governance, to spread rule of law and access to justice, not just here in Kenya, but across the continent. So I am very much honored to stand here before you today to speak on behalf of fellow comrades, brothers and sisters in the civil society sector on this extremely important day when we are marking democracy, not just here in Kenya, but in the whole world.
Democracy, as we know, it is a system of government that thrives on the active participation and engagement of its citizens. While we often focus on the responsibilities of adults in upholding democratic values, we must overlook the significant contributions that we children make. First and foremost, children are the future of our societies. We are the ones who will inherit the world which will be left behind. Therefore, it is crucial that you equip us with the knowledge and skills necessary to become responsible citizens.
My dear friends, change begins with us. We must empower the next generation, which is actually this generation, by providing the necessary tools, knowledge, information, and opportunities to change the world that we want to live in.
So my name is Annika. I come from the Sweden. Basically, I come from Sweden. I'm so happy to be here, and I think we've had so many great words, expressions, understandings of what is important in terms of democracy, gender equality. I don't know if I've heard LGBTQI mentioned, but as everybody knows, that is extremely important to Sweden. The reason being is, of course, that Sweden, as for Kenya, I go, democracy, public participation, accountability. The word ombudsman, the concept ombudsman comes from Sweden, if you didn't know that.
Now, I'm here on behalf of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Justice Martha Koome, who was not able to be present because of other earlier prearranged official duties. But she asked me to convey her love and very warm greetings. Kindly allow me to read the speech by the Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Martha Koome. Distinguished guests, fellow Kenyans, let me start by acknowledging and thanking the conveners of the International Day of Democracy celebration for appreciating the need for a forum to reflect on the state of democracy in our country and around the world. I also thank you for inviting me to join you and address you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to commemorate and celebrate an enduring ideal that forms the very bedrock of our nation, the idea of democracy. Indeed, Article 4.2 of our Constitution expresses a foundational idea that the Republic of Kenya shall be a multi-party democracy state.
Democracy is an important issue and it's one that we should all take charge of, and I don't think I need to even tell you that. Mshatuambia sisi kama wazee, si ndio? Now, disinformation. So I think simply put, disinformation is any information that is published with the intent to lie, to inform, to disinform, to misinform people, right? So it's the intention behind why someone is putting out a certain aspects of information, right? So for instance, if I were to go out there and say today that there were 250 people here, I don't really know the number, I'm just estimating, or I was told, and I'm well-intentioned in saying so, then that's misinformation. right? But if I come and say, this event was only attended by 3 guys, 4 guys, and it wasn't a success, and you understand, so that's disinformation, but I intend to deceive you.
And currently, we are in a generation of artificial intelligence. Why am I saying this? There is a lot of content that is now being generated that is not authentic, that has been manipulated, right? And this is the area of artificial intelligence and machine learning, whereby you may have 2 images overlaid over each other, or texts overlaid over each other, and communicating or disseminating a narrative that is not the truth. And that is being done through models, computer-generated artificial intelligence models, and it is being used to misinform the public.
And recently I was in a meeting, and one of the things that was highlighted is the fact that when you speak about the big tech companies, whether you're talking about Meta, whether you're talking about X, whether you're talking about Amazon Web, those companies on their own are bigger than nations. They are bigger than countries. They are bigger than continents. And so if you think about the wealth and the control, I mean, Meta can run off the president of the most powerful nation on earth, and he has no recourse, and they decide you're not coming back to Facebook, you're not coming back to X, and that happens.
So the lessons that we learned, I like what Eric said about Kenya being a low-trust society, which for me, it was a bit of a paradox how we can be a low-trust society and then we somehow manage to vote the way we voted. And I say this because there's a lot to be said about knowing that someone is going to lie to you and then we elect them into office. So what then does that do to how we interact with government? What then does that do to what is the information that the government is putting it out, and how do we even react to that information? How do we participate democratically? What happens? Like what conversations are we having now that we have, like blatantly elected, an administration that we know is a propaganding administration?